Hi, my name is Melissa Hall. I'm a certified feline master groomer. And my cat model today is Tipsy. He is a 4-year-old color point domestic short hair that my client adopted from our local shelter a few years back. I always begin my grooms with a nail trim. His groom today is a guard comb trim, and I'm going to do the number 2 or the 3/8 inch. He is in air muzzle on top of his head. That is the type of muzzle I use for him. I have other muzzles, but he seems to like being in this one. He is hissy. He has actually been to a couple other cat groomers. It didn't work out so great for him, so he actually does really good for me. So I'm using Walls KM10 and a number 10 blade, and I'm going to do a sanitary trim. A lot of cats are wiggly for the booty. I pull the tail up because I need a nice flat surface, and I just do a little mini sani. My face is making a face because he does anal gland, and cat anal glands are just so stinky. But I do a little mini sani on the back of his booty. He is a big, full-size kitty. So I'm going to use a product to pre-treat him. It is by Chris Christensen. It is their top cat line, pre-bath degreaser. I put it on a dry coat, and I'm going to work it in and rub it in. This will help me get him really clean. So I have him in my tub. I have a Chubb's bar there, and I'm using a pressure release nozzle for my water. For the guard comb trim, I usually get them very clean, dry, and degreased. Otherwise, the haircut's going to look bad. I would not offer this haircut if I did not bathe cats. I wouldn't offer it. So I'm going to use a Chubb's bar, and I'm going to get them really clean. A Chubb's bar is my preferred degreaser shampoo. So I got him nice and clean. I'm also going to do his head. I do every cat's head if I can. I have a few that causes stress or whatever, but I'm going to wash his head. And I'm using a little Petway Pet Care cat shampoo around his head. Going to get him nice and clean on his head and scrub his body. I usually wash them twice. If you're going for your CFMG, you're going to want to get your heads clean, particularly behind those ears. And then I kind of hold the water close to his body and start doing the rinsing. And you want to make sure that you rinse all the product, all the shampoo and everything out of the cat. And my water is warm. Nobody wants to take a cold shower. I have warm water. The bath is one of the ultimate de-sheds. It really helps keep them clean and keeps matting away. Going to rinse his tummy, rinse his paws. He is on a 6 to 8 week schedule here. It kind of depends on what's going on with his parents, but he does come pretty regularly for grooming maintenance. And this particular pet owner, I groomed 2 of her other cats before they got this one. Those cats have since passed on, and this is their only cat they have now. I'm going to use a microfiber towel and get him all dry. And I'm going to show you how I clean his eyes and his ears, how I do my face. So I have Optics Care eye cleaner, and I'm going to put some of that on a cotton ball and wipe his eyes. And I do 1 cotton ball per eye. And I'm going to clean his ears. And I use a Cat Safe ear cleaner. The one I'm using today is by Les Pooches. It's their medicated ear cleaner. I love it. You can just see that's normal kitty wax. And I just clean out what I can see. And getting in that ear really good and cleaning it out. just wiping it out, and it's just normal kitty earwax, nothing going on, and he likes it. So I'm going to use a product called a Happy Hoodie, and I'm going to slide it over his head. I like to pull out their whiskers if they'll let me, so I pull out the kitty cat whiskers, so they have their whiskers out. And I do put the air muzzle back on him. He likes to hide from me. And like I said, he can be a little frisky. He's a big cat. Like if this cat did not want to be groomed, it would not happen. So I'm going to show you guys how I dry him. I dry in a caddy shack vac. Because it is winter at the time I'm recording this, you'll see in the caddy shack hole there, I have another dryer. That is my dryer with heat. It has a little bit of heat. It is a stand dryer by Speedy. I sometimes will put that heated dryer on them just to keep them warm. And he actually doesn't mind the dryer so long as I have Happy Hoodie and some type of cone or muzzle on his head. He'll just let me dry him. He thinks he's hiding. Sometimes I put a little towel under their butt if I think they're going to pee. This is another way to dry them, the belly or the underside. If you're like, I can't get the hard parts, as I call it, the legs and the feet. That all has to be dry. If you leave crunchy legs and stuff like this to dry, they're going to get matted. It's going to affect the look of your groom as well. And it's just, it's so quick. I mean, it doesn't even take me, not even 5 minutes to dry, this underside. It's so fast. And I just got him on my lap. He could be kicking me, bunny kicking, trying to scratch me. But I find a lot of them, if I just flip them on their back and hold them like my baby, they will let me dry the legs and get that underside dry. The legs and the feet often take the longest because the hair is so thick. So I'm going to do his haircut, and I'm using a clipper vac tote, KM10 clipper with a number 2 or the 3/8 inch comb attachment. And I'm going to begin at his tail. And I start with the grain, and then I go against the grain. And you'll see I define, I stop about a third of the tail. And then I'm going to go against the grain where I stopped, right up where I went against, or I stopped. So I make a nice line there. This is a perfect haircut for the winter. And a lot of my cat people just don't like to see what I call a naked cat. So to them, this leaves a little something something. He's got the short sanitary on the butt because that hair grows, so fast. And then he's got his guard comb trim, which leaves him a little bit of hair. So I use 2 hands, one to pull the skin tight and the other to clip. Full suction on your clipper back and pulling in reverse. I do all what I call the easy parts first, everything I can get to while he's just laying here in the cat comfort position where they just sit there or lay. The loaf position. And I just move his skin around to get what I can get. So I'm going to show you how I set a front arm. I clear underneath the armpit, and I'm bending, what you can't see is I bend my head to see. And then I hold the arm close and tight around, pinch it around, and I just go around to make my leg line in the front. If you're going for your certification for the Certified Feline Master Groomer, it's going to be in reverse, you're clipping, and you're going to want to leave nice leg lines, and the lines are going to be the same as the lion cut trim. See, I'm pulling the skin so that way I don't have to keep what I call flipping cats, is when we're turning them over on their sides, because cats just don't like to be on their belly or on their back with their belly exposed. I also find the more they are put in this trim, the better it is. He's on a 6 to 8 week schedule. He was in my shop 7 weeks ago. So this is 7 weeks of growth. And I'm doing the two-handed dance. My left hand is pulling and my right hand is clipping because I am a right-handed person, so I clip with my right hand. And my metal table, I just turn the cat to get to what I need to. And I'm going to show you how I do a front arm on his other arm. So I'm going to hit it from the front. Boop. And then I grab his arm, and I'm going to look underneath, scoop out that armpit, go over the elbow a little bit. And then I'm going to take it where I made it the line in the front and underneath, and I'm just going to go around against the grain to make a nice leg line. On the front legs. So I'm going to show you how I do his head and neckline. I'm actually going to show you two different ways. So I'm going to show you how to set a neckline on him. He's a little wet on his head. So he has a very hard time letting me dry the head. He'll let me dry everything but the head. I did try to dry it, but he said I didn't like it. So I'm going to comb it all out the best I can, get it all combed out. I'm going to get under your chin, buddy. He says, okay, I'll let you. See how I put my finger under his mouth? If he's going to open his mouth, I can ninja move out the way if he's going to try to bite me. So I kind of want to stop where a collar would sit on his neck. He's a big, thick cat, so he's got what I call a go-go gadget neck. It would just keep going. There is no stopping point. Nice, thick cat. So see how I scoop and pull the hair out of the way? So I make a nice neckline there. Pull all my hair out of the way. And I'm scooping up and out. So I have a nice neckline there. I'm going to do that all the way around so it's even all the way around. Now this owner doesn't want me to leave a mane. This is for people who want to leave a mane. I'm showing you. If you're going for your exam, your under neckline is underneath there is one of the ones you got to watch. And see how I have my hand there? I'm going to feel if his mouth's going to open to bite me, and I can get underneath his head. So I'm going to show you guys. See, I can tap real quick, see the neckline, and get underneath it with a quick scruff. There we go. Just evening it out, but you can see as I pull the hair back, make it nice and straight. So if they want it modified, they don't want a mane at all, I'll show you how I modify and take the mane off. It's a combination of blending with the grain as well as against the grain. I do not use scissors on him. I'm not a scissor. I don't like to use scissors on cats. So some people do, and that's fine, but I don't scissor cats. It's just not a good idea. I've seen so many accidents, and if I'm going to get whiskers or ears or anything, chances are it's going to be with a pair of scissors. So, no, I'd rather use a clipper. And I'm just holding his ear and his head out of the way. I have to feel if he's going to move into my suction because I don't want to suck off whiskers. It's real easy to do with a clipper back attachment. And I want to try to blend the head the best I can. I'm going to just pick his little head up because he doesn't like me to. With the grain and against the grain. There, so I don't get his whiskers. And I blended his little head in. He says, hissy hiss. Yeah, he can be temperamental. I've had some students make him upset, but he did great. He's all finished. His groom took me 35 minutes to complete. Total, bath, dry, everything. He was done in 35 minutes. I'm going to use Catatonic. His mom likes Catatonic. You can pick that up at the National Cat Groomers web store. If you're interested in any of the products that I used on this cat, you can message me and I'll let you know. But there is Tipsy all done in his number 2 guard comb trim. See, he's all done. He says, I don't want to model for you, Melissa. And there's his finished look. Thanks for watching, you guys. You can check out my website, catgroomingteacher.com. Have a great day.